All right, so now we're going to make this part over here that's got a rounded edge and a circle hole through it. So those are some new features there. So let me hit the plus sign, and this one is going to be called practice number 8. I know it's a weird name, but then put your class period, of course, and then your initials. This is also that when eventually, instead of just asking for screenshots from you, I actually have you share the part with me. I need to have more distinct names so I don't get people's files confused. So I'm going to start off with, let me just make sure everybody knows how to move their stuff around here. So I can rotate by putting 2 fingers down. Oops. Stop doing that. By putting 2 fingers down, if I move those fingers in and out, it's zoom in and out. If I move them left and right, up and down, it's pan. And if I just do one, it's a rotate. All right, so I'm going to put it back in this main view. And I'm going to create a sketch on the front view. I want to look at the front view. There. And I'm going to use the line tool. I'm going to click in the very center, click off to the side, go up, over, over. Oh man, it's getting crooked in there. And down. So I'm going to have to, I'm going to definitely fix that. So that's not supposed to happen. That's bad. So let me see if I can fix that with a tool called Coincident. And with the iPad, this might happen to you more often. So I'm going to click on that point and click on this point and then click on Coincidence. And it should put those 2 points together. That's what that stands for. All right, so I've got a crooked mess over there. And let me try my best to fix that. Let me first put on a couple of dimensions. I want this thing to be 2.75 wide and 1 tall on both sides. Let me just make sure that it's like that, because yeah, it wasn't. Now I don't like what's happening with this. This needs to be 1 inch over for sure. Now it's all crooked, and let me click off dimensions. If you look at the blue stuff, I can click on that and I can move those around. I can still have control over those, and I don't like what's going on there. So I'm going to stop selecting everything. Click on 2 of these here, 2 points, and I'm going to click the line tool and I'm going to say perpendicular. I want those to be perpendicular. And click on 2 more and say that those also need to be perpendicular. It's not working for me. Sure does want to rotate on me a lot. That's getting annoying, to be honest, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to click the perpendicular tool first, maybe. Worked then. Okay. Don't know why it wasn't working before. I think it's because I selected the points and it was messing it up. All right, so now that I've got those perpendicular, which is what I want, I need this one to be 1. There. And this piece to be a 1/4 tall. There. All right. Everything else should be good. Let me double check that this is a 1/4 tall and it's in. Oh, it's not. That's weird. Okay, so let's make that a 1/4 tall. There we go. It was still crooked then. I bet it wasn't 90 degrees with the rest of it. And see, now everything is black and no longer blue, which means everything is locked down. And as best I can tell, we've got all our right angles and our correct shaping. So I'm going to click the check mark. Look at this at an angled view and do an extrude. I only want it to go 1/2 inch forward. Now I could approach making this part several ways. If you look at it in the bottom corner, I could have extruded a rectangle, and then I could have extruded two rectangle shoulders, and then I can extrude the hole, and then I could round it. What I'm doing is I'm trying to use the line tool, so that takes 3 steps and makes it into 1 step. When you start to learn more and more tools, you can remove more and more steps. So I'm going to complete this part in 3 steps. I'm going to extrude the main part, and then I'm going to extrude a hole through it, and then I'm going to round the edge. But if I wanted to, I could do all that in one single sketch and extrude it out. And if you want to try that, go for it. If not, just stick to what I'm doing here. I'm going to create one more sketch going onto the part with a circle. Let me look at it from the front view. I'm going to click twice. Add my dimensions. The first dimension should be the size of the hole, and this I believe is 1/2 inch. There we go. Now that's a size, but now what about location? That's just as important. It should be, according to the dimensions in the bottom corner there, should be a 0.75 inches above from the bottom and 1 1/4 inch over. Well, mm, looks like the hole snapped to something. Let me. It doesn't want me to move it any way to the left. Okay, so something's wrong with that. Let's just. That's strange. Okay. It doesn't want it to move. So somehow it thinks that that center point needed to be locked down somewhere. Let me do locations first. That's strange. I'm not exactly sure why it did that. But you got to learn the program and figure out how to work around it. For some reason, it locked it into something that I couldn't see. And this should be 1/2 inch, 0.5. There we go. Now that's going to cut all the way through. So a 3D extrude with that hole. Not adding, but subtracting, so it goes through the part. So it's a remove, and I don't want it to just be a blind 1 inch cut. I just want it to go all the way through and hit the check mark. And then last bit, we're gonna use a new tool here called a fillet. I know it looks like fillet, like it's a French word, but that's what we do to fish, or a type of fish, way of cooking a fish fillet. But this is a fillet. So I'm going to click on that edge there and put the correct size, which is 0.25 according to the drawing. And then I'm going to hit the check mark. And there's my part. Make sure to take a screenshot of this where I can see the steps and the title and the part. And if you want to try and make it all in one step, where the rounded edge and the sketch is all in one place, you're welcome to try that, but you have to do the rounded edge and the circle and all those dimensions inside of the actual first sketch, and it's doable. Try it out if you'd like. If not, make sure to send this one complete and try the next on-shape part for you. Remember, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the Zoom or send me a remind. Communicate with me in some way. Don't sit there stuck after a while watching the video and you can't get anywhere forward without communicating.